Welcome to Deep Dives. In this series of videos, we've been looking at interesting starts in EU4 1.30 and the Emperor DLC. Today's video, we're going to be focusing on the Balkans and Carpathia, basically Byzantium to Hungary and everything in between. If you missed the last couple of videos, we did a series, and I've got the link down in the description. France, Northern Germany, Southern Germany, and Italy have all been featured. Today's going to be the last regional feature video. We'll be going over Hungary, Croatia, probably Serbia, but talking about all the little guys in here, and then Byzantium, and the new hardcore start, which is going to be EPIRUS. So look forward to that. If you want to support the video and want to help out the channel, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below of other videos that you'd like to see edited like this, maybe achievement videos, specific country start with deeper strategy kind of videos, those sorts of things. I've gotten suggestions along both of those lines, and I'm always interested in more, so let me know. For now, let's jump in and see what we can do. First up, Hungary. Now, Hungary is a powerful start just outside of the empire and an alternative to starts like Austria or Bohemia. It's one of 3 countries in this area, Bohemia and Poland included, that starts in an interregnum after the disastrous Battle of Varna killed the king of Hungary and Poland. So it's got a nice new mission tree which can really take off. If you can deal with your situation with Poland, you can get down here and eventually get a union over him. If you can take over Wallachia, you can do Serbia and Bosnia. If you can go and deal with the Ottomans a little bit, you're going to get claims into Bulgaria, Macedonia, eventually all the way to Constantinople. Push him out, you're good to go. Deal with your own succession, you can go into Bohemia, eventually getting a union over him, then a union over the Austrians, which is going to make you super strong. They've got some stuff to deal with your economy because Hungary is a little weak. They have their own trade node now, which can be good, but you've got to start spending some time buffing it, upgrading these ports, getting more, taking over Ragusa and Constantinople nodes and pulling more in would be very useful. And some of your mission trees that get you up into here are less useful to you, so it might make sense to leave Bohemia as a PU for quite a while, which could also get you the emperorship if that's what you're looking for. The Hungarian ideas are pretty good. Discipline, manpower, cavalry combat is early game, but army recovery morales and leaders, those are decent. A few things that help your economy and keep your nation stable are not anything you would want to deny. And then this create the Estates General is very interesting. Heretic and heathen provinces do not give any penalties. That could be quite powerful. So if you're looking for a start over here and you need a little bit of power and you want to do some interesting stuff that might eventually get you unions over Poland, Lithuania, Bohemia, and Austria, Hungary's a great one to play. Budget Monk's favorite country, he said, and they are pretty cool. Let me know if you try them out. I'd love to see some pictures. Now, if you're looking to ratchet up the difficulty a little bit, Croatia is an interesting one that you can do. Now, be careful, because if Hungary falls under a union under Austria, there's a chance you're going to get integrated. But if you are able to break out, you're going to be able to start moving down into Bosnia. And if you can recover Dalmatia, you get into Ragusa, look to expel the Venetians, and then push up into Austria and free the Slovene culture. And if you can get big enough to get the Turks out, they'll give you some military power and you can start enforcing yourself as a military power in the area. If you've already done this in 30 of these provinces, you're probably well on your way. It's a small mission tree because it's just slightly bigger than the generic one, but it is nice that they have one. Their ideas are okay. There's some pretty good ones: aggressive expansion impact, infantry combat ability, a few other military things like leader, cavalry combat. The naval force limit's fine. Tax is decent. Tolerance is okay. It's I would say it's a middle of the road kind of idea group. It gets better towards the end with the admin tech and the aggressive expansion and the infantry combat. So if you can pull off a Croatia Balkans, it's one of the more kind of crazy ways that you can break out that isn't immediately fight the Ottomans kind of starts like the ones down here. And it could be a little interesting for long-term players that haven't felt the spark in this area in a while. Another super challenging thing to attempt in this area would be to form Romania. So Wallachia, Moldavia, and I believe Transylvania can form Romania. You need to take some area there, and you're going to be able to move up into kingdom rank in Romania. But I've chosen Wallachia here because it is a little bit more challenging of a start. It has an idea set that is decent, don't get me wrong. Discipline, fort defense, diplomat rep, leader shock, manpower, pretty dang good. But I think Moldavia's is a little bit better, as it starts with morale of armies. It's at least better early before you switch over to Romanian ideas. And diplomatically, they're in a situation that is a little more difficult. Likely you're going to get rivaled by Moldavia, and you can't even attack him because he's guaranteed by Poland. And there's really no one else. You can't really attack the Ottomans unless you get a good alliance chain going. Same with Hungary. So you're a lot more boxed in. Moldavia could possibly attack Wallachia, or maybe even move over here into like Theodora, which would let you jump down to here or here. There's more possibilities available than just almost none. So not that Wallachia is impossible. There's an achievement for forming Romania with them, and it is quite possible. I've seen people do it and do it pretty well, so jump into it. It's basically one step down from Byzantium. You're likely to survive a little bit longer as Wallachia than a Byzantium kind of start. Now, the Moldavian ideas are not much better, but I would say just a little bit. The morale of army start is pretty nice. Land force limit is going to be a big boon. The rest of the stuff is pretty standard, about the same as the other one. Both of the nations get the same mission tree. It's basically the generic mission tree with a setup to push you against the Turks and another to help you form Romania. Once you are able to get all of the things you need to form Romania, you can switch to their nice blue color and get their ideas. Discipline's a nice starter. Manpower, infantry cost, recovery speed, and maneuver are better than they seem. These are pretty decent. They're not blow you out of the water kind of ideas, but they're pretty good. And then, unfortunately, it is the same mission tree moving forward. So they're just kind of a reformable that changes your ideas. No new mission tree. Still, a pretty feather in your cap if you're able to form Romania. This is one that a lot of players would never be able to accomplish. Now, the Serbia-Bosnia area of the Balkans is definitely the heart of the area. And I would suggest that it's a little bit easier in some ways, mainly because you have more options of people that you can expand into, take as subjects, get into different areas. You can even hop over into Italy and around the Ottomans and get big enough to be able to take them on with some allies. I've highlighted Serbia here because they have the most interesting new mission tree. So there are some missions for, say, like Ragusa and Albania, but it's mostly a generic mission tree with a couple side missions. Serbia has a lot that will eventually see you going all the way to Constantinople and all the way up into the Austrians and basically everywhere in between and down into the Greeks. There are not that many, but it is pretty nice, and once you are able to go through with it, you'll probably be pretty strong. This is to try to help you get that Lazarus achievement, so look that up if you're interested in Serbia. It's definitely a difficult one, but if you can pull it off, I think it's like 0.6% of people that have it, which is pretty cool. Their ideas are middling. Morale of armies is pretty nice. There's several military ones with like Cav and stuff, so if you like to work with Cav, it's definitely good. You've got the Libertum Veto if you want, and you can get all that nice good stuff if you ever get in a pinch. This is to try to help you out against the Ottomans if you've had time to get Noble Knights, which is the first aristocratic idea. Might be worth it. Now, the other starts in the area, like Bosnia, or the new Herzegovina tag, or even Albania, are all very similar strategically. You're going to want to try to eat one of the other little guys. You're going to want to try to find a way probably to go against Venice first with the help of the Austrians or the Hungarians. Or maybe Naples getting independent would be a good ally to have, start building favors with, since he's much more close to your size. And at some point, you've got to tackle the Ottomans, or they will get bigger and stronger. It might make sense to ally the Byzantines, but only if you think you've got another ally and you're ready to attack the Ottomans. Otherwise, he's just a dead weight that's going to pull you down. So let me know if you guys play in this area a good bit. I know there's some people either from here or interested in this area that play here all the time, and I'd love to see the best starts that you've been able to get in 1.30 as one of these tags. So before we look at Byzantium, I wanted to take a moment to look at EPIRUS. EPIRUS is a new tag in this area, 2 provinces here and here, and is actually a crusader state, at least according to their mission tree. They get basically the same mission tree as the Knights or Cyprus, which will eventually have you reforming Jerusalem, taking this area down here, and then eventually even going all the way out to Ethiopia, which is interesting. There's even some stuff for going to the New World and trying to get the Fountain of Youth. 15% average monarch lifespan seems quite interesting, and you're going to go and take the borders of the ports of all of the Barbary pirate states. So if you were to take EPIRUS in some of my games, I would love you, because I hate all those Barbary pirates and this crap they do. Now, their ideas are so-so. They're pretty decent. Discipline's nice. Idea cost's pretty good. Land leader shock. A merchant is relatively rare to get in mission trees, so that's pretty cool. They are not bad at all. Now, they actually conform to Sicilies and Italy, which may seem a little weird because their culture is Greek. 100% Greek. They are Greek. That's accepted. If you look here, they're Greek. But their primary culture is Neapolitan, because the despot of Epirus is actually a former vassal of the Kingdom of Naples. And Naples has a mission tree that reflects this and will come over here and eat you if you let him. So I would hate to see someone conquer the Byzantines, fight off the Ottomans, fight off the Venetians, but be weakened, and then a Naples who has gone independent and beat the Aragonese come over here and just beat you up. That would suck. I would hate to see somebody's campaign end that way. So I think Epirus is the new Byzantium start. Byzantium has gotten a teeny bit easier, and we'll talk about that in just a second. It's still very difficult and still awesome to do, but Epirus would basically have to kill Byzantium first, does not have the advantage of having cores on the Ottomans, and does not have the advantage of a massive mission tree. So this, instead of Byzantium, I hate to say it, is probably the god tag for the area. But Byzantium is still one of the most popular tags to play in this area, and a very fun start. They've always had, or at least for quite a while, had this nice mission tree if you have the DLC for them. Get it, you need it, it's amazing. It gets you to eventually take basically this entire area. You're going to get a bunch of achievements with Byzantium. They've got a pretty cool idea set. I especially like the discipline and the fact that you can convert everything. Once you start taking all this land, you're going to need that. They've got, if you have the Purple Phoenix DLC, they've got a bunch of missions or events that pop when you start conquering different areas. And they have pulse events that give you monarch points that can be very helpful. Even though sometimes it takes some, over the course of the game they will give you more than they take. Byzantium, the Purple Phoenix, it's still one of the most glorious starts in this game. So before we go, I want to highlight some of the releasable tags that are available in this area. Bulgaria is a huge one. There's also Corfu, who used to be on the map and in 1444, but now is owned by Venice and has to be released. There's Montenegro, who had the Venetians have a core on, Serbians have a core on. These all can be very interesting and can also be very useful to release and take back cores from the Ottomans in the case of the Bulgarians. The one I want to highlight is Dalmatia. They start with the ability to form both Croatia and Italy, which is pretty cool. You do have to have Croatia dead on the map before you can reform him. And they have the same mission tree as Croatia and Ragusa. But the cool thing about them is if you release them from Venice, they already have the thing to start this mission, get 20 prestige immediately, and if they can take over their core from Ragusa, they are already well on their way to finishing the mission tree. Their ideas are okay. Morale of armies, infantry combat ability, dev cost, those sorts of things be very useful, and then core creation cost for once you start to break out. I could see this as a quite interesting, difficult pivot into Italy than almost all the other Italian starts. If so, might be interesting for you guys to try out. Let me know if there are other starts in this area that I'm overlooking, because there's so much going on in this area. Like the video and comment down below with other videos that you'd like to see. Most importantly though, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.